Hello everyone. So today we'll be learning about the corporate personality. In corporate personality, I've already discussed in much detail in the previous video, but this video is going to be discussed about these four important case laws. And as you all know, without case laws, it's like without having bread and butter. Like bread and butter is actually the food for every law student, they say. So the bread and butter for the law student, which is comparison they are giving is about case laws and section numbers. It's very important that you should know all the case laws and section numbers, but for the time being, I just want to explain you a few important aspects. Okay, and this is just going to be a short video because already about corporate personality I've already explained previously. If you've not watched it, just go watch that first. And here it's going to be like a summarized version. So now corporate personality, first thing, there's something called as legal personality. I am different, my company is different, separate legal entity. And in the corporate personality, second important feature is called perpetual succession. Even though I die, the next person can come and take over it. It could be my board of directors can appoint a new manager, a managing director, and then he can start his own functioning. And then the company can be sued, as well as he can sue someone. Okay, so they can be sued or they can sue some person. Okay, they can sue as well as they can sue other person. Then they have limited liability. The liability is very much limited. Okay, the members liability are very much limited. The shareholders are who? Shareholders, if you want to see the definition, you can see that shareholders, a shareholder is any person, company, or institution that owns a share in a company. Okay, so if I'm owning a share in a company, I'm called as a shareholder. And what is the meaning of share? So sharing means, for example, share represents ownership of a company. For example, I'm contributing towards its capital. Okay, capital is the money required for starting the business. If I'm contributing towards that capital, then I also become, I'm taking a share in that particular company, and I also involves in terms of decision making of that particular company. Okay, and what do you mean by subscriber? A subscriber is a founding member of a limited company. They are called as subscribers because they are subscribe add their names to the memorandum of association. Okay, so these are the founding members of the company, so they are called as subscribers. And share, now we understood who's a shareholder. Okay, now we'll understand four important case laws. Now case laws explanation you can write in your own words, but if you want, I'll just mention the important key points for it. That's enough. Okay, so in Salomon versus Salomon case, in this particular case, the court held that the company is different and the person indulged in the company are also different. So in Salomon case, what happened? So Salomon actually hold a particular kind of he so Salomon was actually the owner of the company. Okay, first he was the managing director. So he had so much amount of he used to function in the company for a very long period of time. So later date he will sell his company for so much so and so kind of shares. He will try to sell his company, and then the person who bought this company, I mean, like once the company started functioning, now the Solomon already sold his company to that person. That person was liable to pay him back certain kind of amount back. But what happened is that that company got certain kind of debt, and they were like, we're not going to pay it for Salomon because it was his own company before. And along with that, his own company before, I meant that. Why? Because in that particular company, there were many other subscribers too. That means that along with Salomon, there were even his wife, daughter, and his own son. They were also the part of that particular subscribers. That means they were subscribers to that entire Solomon business. And in that same business, what happened? They were all trying to require the shares of that particular company. Okay, that means that they had to receive back the amount. So I'll just show you an explanation. So what court said was that after incorporation, the company becomes independent legal person, and debenture holders is given more priority than the unsecured debtors. So this is Salomon, and this was Salomon Co. Company Limited. He sold his company. So what happened? Before selling, there were 7 subscribers to this particular company. One was his daughter, one was his son, and one was he, and one was his wife. And there were other subscribers for it. Now it was a duty of the company to pay this amount first. Now the question was that first, should we pay it for the debt, the debenture holder, or should we pay for an unsecured debtors first? Debenture holder is who? That is Salome. Who's unsecured debtors over here is his wife, daughter, and the other people. So who should we pay first? Okay, even the company had lost, they had the decision who should they pay first, and they were like, should we pay the entire amount to Salomon? Why? Because why? Ask yourself why. Because why did they put this contention? Because they're telling that this is the entire family aspect, and they're trying to do fraudulent aspect. So the court said that, see, Solomon is different, Solomon company is basically different. So there they introduced the term called a separate legal entity. Just mention it over here. Yes, about separate legal entity. We're just writing short form. Okay, separate legal entity, and the debenture holder should be paid first. Holder pay first. Lee versus Lee Air Farming Company Limited, the same case. So Lee was actually he was a managing director of this particular company called as Lee Air Farming. Okay, it's very interesting. Now, what happened? He was a managing director as well as he was also been serving as a employee there in that particular company. So, and he was also a pilot. Now, once what happened, Lee was flying around and there was an air crash and he was dead. This is the story. Now, when his wife went for compensation, they said that, see, we will not pay you any compensation on the grounds that, see, there's something called as master servant relationship. No, see, Lee was itself the master. Now he itself was a servant. Now why should we pay him compensation regarding it? At that point of time, the insurance company, when they put this condition, the court said that, see, Lee is different, Lee Air Farming Company is different, and there is both are separate legal entity. As such, their wife should be provided with compensation. Okay, he was also considered as a servant of that company because master servant relationship is always there. Even though he was a master, he was still considered to be a servant also of that particular company. He's also an employee. That's the reason he was liable to pay for the compensation. Same thing, same principle applies over here. In Condoli Tea and Co Ltd case, I've already explained this case previously. In this case also, the Condoli tea estate, they transferred a tea estate to a company. Okay, so this company, actually the people who transferred this tea estate to a company, they were the same shareholders. I mean, they both were the same shareholders. They said that we're not going to pay tax. Why? Because they said that we are the same shareholders, and why should we, if it's a new person, then only it's enough for paying. No, why should we pay for our own company? At that point of time, court said that no, share, even though you're the a Condola Tea Estate company, or whether you're transferring to other company, even whether you're shareholders, you're all considered to be separate legal entity. Company is different and the people part of the company is different, so you all are liable to pay tax. Okay, now Nat Datta versus the Shibendra Nath Mukherjee case, also same thing. Here what the court said was that company can be sued as well as can be sued in in its own name. So these are four cases. One is Salomon versus Salomon, and second one was about Lee versus Lee, Nat Datta versus Shivendra Nath Mukherjee, and Kondoli Tea Estate case. And these are four important aspects of a legal personality. Okay, corporate personality, legal personality, perpetual succession, limited liability, and can be sued as well as can be sued as well as can be sued. This was an important concept which we discussed today. Hope you understood. And if you do like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and let me know your views in the comments.